US President Joe Biden warned Western countries that Russia will not stop at Ukraine.
Identity of the suspect who attacked the Danish Prime Minister.
The National Assembly considers early implementation of the land law from August 1st.
Hello everyone, you are watching today's news on NTV channel. My name is Đăng. Let's get started. Recently, US President Joe Biden pledged active support for Ukraine in its fight against Russia. He also warned Western countries that Russia's aggression would not stop at Ukraine.
Russian President Vladimir Putin will not stop at Ukraine. The whole of Europe will be threatened, but we will not let that happen, US President Joe Biden said at a press conference with French President Emmanuel Macron on June 8. President Biden was in France this week and attended the 80th anniversary celebration of the Normandy landings in World War II. On June 7, the US and French leaders met with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky in Paris and pledged to support Kyiv. President Biden also warned that the West faces a risk of war if it does not act to help Ukraine. In addition, Biden said that if Ukraine falls, then Poland and other countries bordering Russia will also fall.
The suspect in the June 7th attack on Danish Prime Minister in Copenhagen has been identified as a Polish citizen.
On the evening of June 7th, a man suddenly attacked Prime Minister Frederiksen at a square in the capital Copenhagen shortly after she participated in an election campaign. According to the police, at that time, the assailant showed signs of being under the influence of alcohol and drugs and was unaware that the victim being assaulted was Prime Minister of Denmark. On the side of Poland, a spokesperson for its Ministry of Foreign Affairs stated, "Danish authorities informed us that the suspect apprehended is a Polish citizen. This person has been in Denmark for some time." According to authorities, Prime Minister Frederiksen only suffered minor injuries to the neck and can still move around normally.
On the afternoon of June 8th, at the 7th session, the National Assembly voted to pass resolution on the 2025 legislative program and made adjustments to the 2024 legislative program. Notably, the National Assembly will consider implementing the land law 5 months earlier, starting on August 1st, 2024.
Instead of taking effect on January 1st, 2025, many important policies on land, social housing, etc. stipulated in the land law, housing law, real estate business law and law on credit institutions will be considered and passed by the National Assembly from August 1st, 2024 in the second session of this 7th session. The early implementation of these laws will help to resolve difficulties and shortcomings, bring the new policies decided by the National Assembly into reality, improve the efficiency of land management, exploitation and use, promote the healthy, stable and sustainable development of the real estate market, and strongly drive the development of housing, especially social housing for workers and low-income people.
Coming up next are some updated news.
According to the Vietnam Securities Depository and Clearing Corporation, the number of domestic investor accounts increased by 132,000 in May, exceeding the average of the previous 3 months by 21,000 accounts. Thus, cumulatively from the beginning of the year until the end of May, nearly 645,000 new securities accounts have been opened, bringing the total number of domestic investor accounts to nearly 7.9 million, the highest on record, equivalent to nearly 8% of the population. With the rapid pace of new openings, many forecasts suggest that the number of securities accounts will reach 9 million by 2025, in line with the stock market development target approved by the Prime Minister for 2030.
The Da Nang International Fireworks Festival, DIF, 2024 just began last night in Da Nang City. The first 2 performing teams were Da Nang, Vietnam and Artaventia from France. At the opening ceremony, the audience enjoyed spectacular artistic performances accompanied by the artistic sports performances of jet ski and flyboards by world-class athletes. With the theme, Connecting the World, Shining Asia, the Da Nang International Fireworks Festival 2024 hopes to convey the message of a peaceful, friendly and humane world, and honor the inspiring values for the community. After the opening night, every weekend night in June, Da Nang City will continue to host the competitions of teams from Italy, USA, Germany, Poland, China, and Finland. The two most outstanding teams will be selected to perform at the final night on July 13th with the theme, Heartbeat of the Future.
The Journey to the Lotus Village Marathon 2024, organized by the Nghệ An Department of Culture and Sports, Vietnam Net newspaper, and Win Vietnam, was held in Nghệ An province, attracting 3,200 athletes from across the country to compete in 4 distances: 42 kilometers, 21 kilometers, 10 kilometers, and 5 kilometers. This is the first time this meaningful marathon event has been organized in President Ho Chi Minh's beloved hometown. The athletes experienced routes from Lotus Village to the Kua Lo Beach. Besides the professional significance, the Journey to the Lotus Village Marathon 2024 also helped the athletes gain many memorable experiences at the landmarks in Lotus Village, Vinh City, and the Kua Lo Beach Resort. This morning, the organizing committee also awarded prizes to the athletes who achieved high results in the competition categories.
Climate change is profoundly affecting all aspects of human life. One of the most noticeable impacts is the rising sea levels, which threaten the livelihoods of people in coastal and oceanic nations. Panama is one of these countries.
The small island of Gardi Sugdub off the Caribbean coast of Panama, families are having to pack up their belongings to relocate. Next week, many generations of the Guna people who grew up on Gardi Sugdub with a life dedicated to the sea and tourism will have to move to the mainland to ensure their safety. They are the first community among the 63 communities living along the Caribbean and Pacific coasts of Panama that officials and scientists predict will be forced to relocate due to rising sea levels in the coming decades.
Sentimos tristeza porque
I remember my family, the loved ones who have passed away on this island. Things are not the same as before, but for the sake of life, I still have to move.
More than 1,300 Guna people from Gardi Sugdub Island, Panama, have just received the keys to 300 new homes. A new life on the mainland awaits them, for the people whose previous life was entirely dependent on the sea and tourism.
Leaving is a good thing, but we are also very sad because we have gotten used to the life by the sea. We will have to adapt.
According to a recent United Nations report, around 40,000 people in Panama, or nearly 10% of the population, are living at an elevation below 10 meters above sea level. It's not just Panama. 41 million people living in low-lying areas across Latin America and the Caribbean are facing increasing risks from flooding and rising sea levels.
This is the end of the show today. Thank you for watching.